We were in Sunday school and we were talking about Jesus. We just got talking about Jesus so much we couldn't stop. So here we are, a couple minutes into Sunday, which is what Sunday's all about, where I come from. So we're going to talk more about Jesus today. I'm excited. If you haven't been paying attention, you haven't been following along, we've been in Matthew chapter 3, and John the Baptist has been talking about preparing the way for Jesus. Jesus shows up and says, "Oh, you can look at it, please." It's not the hour-long video that I used to put up. Now it's 8 minutes of your time. We find that most people have a couple minutes to watch it. It's really a great tool for you to send to a friend. Find it on YouTube on your phone, and then copy the link and send it to a friend and say, "I'd love for you to come join us at church. Take a look at what's happening." And you get a chance to share what you are experiencing each Sunday. Say, "This is just a small taste. We'd love for you to come see it." Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing is better than you. Dying for us, you're the brightest. You and me has turned us on. Dying for us, you're the brightest. You and me has turned us on. Dying for us, you're the brightest. You and me has turned us on. Come to Jesus and find your peace. If you're run down, empty-handed, come to Jesus and find your strength. He is all for the hopeless, rest for the weary, help for the hurting. He is mending the broken, bearing the burdens, all that you need. Respect and certainly recognize God's word is holy in this place. Matthew chapter 3, verse number 13. The passage reads this way. Then Jesus came from Galilee to John at the Jordan to be baptized by him. And John tried to prevent him, saying, "I need to be baptized by you, and are you coming to me?" But Jesus answered and said to him, "Permit it to be so now, for thus it is fitting for us to fulfill all righteousness." Then he allowed him. When he had been baptized, Jesus came up immediately from the water, and behold, the heavens were opened to him. And he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and alighting upon him. And suddenly a voice came from heaven saying, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." You get to this picture, and you begin to realize that before John was even born, that God had a plan. I would love for you to look at your neighbor, the closest person to you, and say, "God has a plan." You don't sound convinced, church. God has a plan. I want you to look at your neighbor and now say it with some conviction. If God has a plan, and you can see that he is unfolding that plan from the beginning of John's life before he's even conceived, that an angel has come from heaven interrupting the temple preparation that Zacharias is doing so that the children of Israel can worship God, to say, "You're going to have a son. His name's going to be John, and he's going to impact the world around him." When I look at this, I see this and I think to myself, it is theologically bankrupt for us to say that the God of heaven who did this then isn't still working this way. Here on the resurrection, this is some of the most powerful foreshadowing in the New Testament. Although we miss it because we're like, Jesus doesn't need to be baptized. Does he need to be born again? No. Baptism is a picture of Jesus' life, death, burial, and resurrection. When a person is baptized in our church, they've already made a decision to ask Jesus to forgive them of their sins, have already become a believer in Jesus, and they're getting in the water to tell the world, I believe in the one who was buried and was raised to new life. I declare the truth, the death, burial, and resurrection is in the heartbeat of my belief. If that's not uncomfortable for those of us who hadn't already realized it, I don't know what is. Because most of us are content with God doing something for us, but not with God doing something through us. We want Him to save us, but we don't want to serve. But that's not the picture here, is it? Well, verse number, permitted to be so now. Not later, not when you're ready, not next time it comes around, right now. I love that word. Now is not the 8th day of the week. I love to talk about the 8th day of the week. How many of you know what the 8th day of the week is? Well, it sure ain't Monday, and then it sure ain't Tuesday, and we know about Wednesday and Thursday, right? These are all these days that we don't have. We don't like Friday for some reason. Saturday and then Sundays, none of those. The 8th day of the week is Sunday. He didn't say someday.